want him back?
I'm prepared to do whatever, and you know, if he's back, then we'll work through it and do whatever it takes. I can put my ego and pride to the side to win, because that's all I care about. Hurt? No. Surprised? Yes. Yeah, I think there's different things that you know, play a factor into it. I've had conversations with his dad before, man to man, face to face, and I was pretty surprised by the video and, you know, the intentions and the feelings behind it. I'd be lying if I said otherwise, but hurt? No, I'm good.
Manalytics as usual.
So this is your boy Jason Fine, Manalytics as usual, the Analytical Monday breakdown, and I'm going to be discussing the Odell Beckham, Baker Mayfield saga that's going on currently. Every time I talk about this matter, everyone want to look at me as if I'm hating. So I want to start my soliloquy off with a statement, and that's, I don't hate on any team. I have no type of emotional ties to any of these teams except for Cleveland. I bet on teams. I go where the momentum takes me or the money takes me. One of the two, but I do not hate on teams. I just call it straight up how I see it. Even if it's a Cleveland team and my emotions is involved, just like a family member, if they're dating someone, you want them to not date down, right? You want them to stay within their realm. Y'all got to learn that about me. I don't hate at all. I hate when y'all hate and say that I'm hating. So we're not going to do that. It's a lot of opinions going on. There's a lot of theories floating around, but I'm just going to give to you my observation of what I've seen, what I think is going to happen, and what I think did happen. So Odell was a great talent. There's no denying that. He was probably one of the most elusive wide receivers of this generation. He does a lot of acrobatic catches, has good breakaway speed, and phenomenal agility. Of course, he's had his off-the-field issues, but, you know, that comes with the position. A lot of wide receivers are coined a diva because of their demands and their requirements to be happy. He, of course, wants the ball like any wide receiver would want the ball. And there was some ups and downs during his tenure here in Cleveland. He was here for 3 years. He's seen his receptions, touchdown totals, and yards all decline each single year. Last year, of course, there was an asterisk by it because of his injury, because he was injured for the majority of the season last year due to a torn ACL. So despite that, he was good when he was utilized. Baker, from what I've seen, and again, I don't go off of what the news tells me or what they say on TV or what people discuss. I go off of what my very own eyes happen to realize. I've seen all of the film that he's ever had playing with. I've seen multiple times where he was open. Baker's, and you know, I've talked about this ad nauseum, but Baker has deficiencies where he doesn't read correctly or see the open receivers all the time. He just doesn't. He takes a lot of sacks that's unwarranted, and when he's taking those sacks, there's people open. The offense is designed to get people open. Specifically, 2 players at a time usually are going to be open due to the zone scheme that we are running here with Coach Stefanski. There was a lot of times when he was open. If you are dealing with a diva, divas are needy. And what do I mean by needy? They need attention. They need their ego stroked. They need this in order for them to feel validated and also to just feel loved. And it's, you know, it's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can't really, if you're a manager or a quarterback, you can't handle everyone the same way because everybody won't respond that way. Some people need attention. Some people are self-driven. Some people need harsh, hard reality love. Some people just need to be left alone, but acknowledge that they're doing good. Part of being a quarterback is being able to decipher who on my team needs what and when do they need the what. His entire history when he was with the New York Giants and when he was with LSU when he was in college, you know that he is an attention seeker, okay? And he needs that coddling from time to time. And I think it's irresponsible that Baker didn't realize this. You could see this, like it's clear as day, but awareness, right? Baker doesn't have that awareness. And this is another reason why his awareness level is not as high as it needs to be in order to be a successful all-star driven quarterback, because you should be aware of his needs. Now, I'm not saying it's right, okay? I'm not saying that you're supposed to give him the world, and I'm not saying all of that. But what I am saying is personalities are different. It's the difference between the personality and the behavior. Behaviors can be changed, but personalities can't, because personalities is part of you as a person. That's ingrained in you while you were being raised and brought up. Your personality is you, okay? Behavior is what you do to get what you want, right? His personality, again, he's a diva. He needs the attention. He needs that ego stroke constantly. He needs to feel part of the team. He needs the ball thrown to him. That's just what he is. But behaviors is what you have a problem with, because, again, behaviors that can be changed. His behavior was irresponsible. It was borderline disrespectful. He would give half efforts. A lot of balls he would drop because he tried to do the one-handed catch, which from a fundamental standpoint, that's just not the fundamentals. And a lot of kids pick this behavior up and thinking that they're the next Odell because they're trying to make one-handed catches, but you're supposed to use two hands to catch. God gave you two hands. Those two hands are to catch the ball. He would do a lot of irresponsible techniques trying to just one-hand the ball. You could see his effort wasn't all the way there when he would go over the middle. I've seen times where he would feel that there's someone lurking, like a safety or a free safety or a linebacker. Someone was there that was going to tag him, so he would miss the ball because he was trying to shield himself and prepare himself for the after effect of trying to catch a ball over the middle. You can't do that in the NFL, man. You gotta be all in. In today's rules, it's for all of the offense to succeed and to strive, to thrive. Because if you get hit low, they're going to give an unnecessary roughness penalty to the defense. That's going to cost them. If you touch the wide receiver before the ball is getting his hands, they're either going to hit you with a holding or a pass interference. And I've seen times where it wasn't even helmet to helmets, but if you make contact with the individual and it looks like you hit their helmet, they're going to throw a flag on you for unnecessary roughness, targeting, leading with the crown of the helmet. So all of these rules are in place, yet your behavior says that you're not going to catch the ball because you don't want to get hit, and you don't want to get hit because you just don't want to be hurt. Or some could say that serious injury that he dealt with, some of his tentativeness comes from that, because you go a whole year without using your knee and then kind of scared you're going to get it hurt again. That's just human nature right there. But whatever the case may be, there was a behavior, and it was seen time and time and time again from this guy. Baker, yes, he doesn't throw with accuracy like one would say he does, because he doesn't. But when he does make the throws, given the athleticism that Odell displays, you would think that he could catch those passes regardless. Wherever the ball is placed at, I would think Odell's going to still get them because of his skill set. But behavior, he didn't want it. He didn't want it because of, again, what I just stated. He don't want to be hurt. He would take a lot of plays off. And what do I mean by taking plays off? As we all know, that the Browns, we run the ball a lot. We are number one rushing offense in the NFL. It's because we probably run the ball anywhere from 25 to 35 times a game. But our offensive line makes it possible for us to average anywhere from 4 to 5 yards a carry. So when you run that type of system and you do a lot of play actions, one could say, hey, why is the wide receiver just out there running? Are they decoys? Yeah, there is certain places where they are considered a decoy. But in the system that we run, the decoys are the second options for those that don't follow football. So he may be running a route and it may look like he's just not getting the ball, but in a perfect world, the quarterback is supposed to make his reads. So if the first option isn't there, then I'm going to go to the second option. He's the second read. Okay. If he's not open, then I go to the third and so forth. And when you are running the ball, it requires the wide receivers to block. That's up in the air. That's dicey because I've seen some times where he do make good blocks. I've seen a lot of times where he doesn't make good blocks. But you're still supposed to go 100% maximum effort and give off the impression that you are running a route because we run a play option heavy offense. So when the quarterback fakes to the running back like he's going to run and he drop back and pass it, that's when the wide receivers are open. But when we're running the ball, wide receivers are still supposed to do what they normally would do because that's all of the illusion of it. When that's not happening, we have issues, and it started to mount over and over and over. And you would hear the talks. You would hear the unhappiness that Odell had while he was here in this tenure in Cleveland. Also, what you would hear is his social life. And a lot of times he would party, or he'd be at parties. I'd be in Paris with models, living the lifestyle that everyone wished they could live, but being a wide receiver. He's like an NBA player in the NFL body, if that makes sense. NBA players, they live the lavish life, the stylish life, right? But football players, not necessarily so, but it's completely different ramifications as far as contracts and structure and all of that. It's night and day. It's apples and oranges, honestly. But Odell was a celebrity. He was a celebrity on the field and off the field. So he gathers a lot of attention. With that attention, you have to take into consideration you're always being looked at, and everything you do or say will be scrutinized. So if you have someone talk for you on your behalf, it could come off as that being a calculated move because no one's going to just do some shit on your behalf without your permission. It just doesn't work that way. All right. You know, his father sent out an Instagram post about how he wasn't receiving a lot of targets and Baker was pretty much trash. So it was just like a highlight reel of just all of the times Baker missed him or didn't see him. It was quite a lot. Tape is kind of consistent, but it didn't also show the plays that he takes off that I stated earlier, or the drops that he accustomedly would have, or the effort that was being displayed time in and time out. Now, before the game starts and they're doing the warm-up drills and they're doing the calisthenics, of course he looks like a A1 top elite wide receiver because he's doing all of these acrobatic catches in the end zone and he looks crisp. But then when you get on the field and after the first couple of throws, when you see, oh man, Baker, damn it, that's my quarterback. Oh boy, here we go. So he's going through the motions. It's like when you go to work and you just sit in a parking lot before you go clock in and you be like, damn, what else can I do? Can I like go buy a brick or can I go rob someone? I don't want to go in here anymore. I'm tired of this job. I don't want to be here. That's how he came off. He came off that way, and you can see it. You seen his body language. When we was in the playoffs, he was nowhere to be found, and that's kind of unheard of. That was a red flag for me because you're supposed to be on the sidelines, even if you're not playing, and if you are allegedly training at the facility. You will want to be there on a playoff game because you want to help the younger wide receivers. Okay, you want to let them know experience that you may have that they haven't experienced yet, because it's all about mentoring and teaching, and most importantly, showing the team that you are there for them, that you're all in, and that you are invested into the team. He was nowhere to be found. I ain't never seen him on the sideline. He made one tweet talking about y'all. I forgot the nature of the tweet, but it was just basically saying everybody's about to be shocked. That was like the first time he really like even talked about the Browns, and he didn't even say their name. You feel me? So you knew he would speak who he was talking about, but you know he didn't really say what he was talking about. Tune in, catch us on Manalytics as usual. It's your boy Jason Vine. Manalytical Monday Breakdown. One team, one helmet, one goal.
Manalytics as usual.